When I decided as a full-time pastor that I wanted to take my collection of notes on leadership and turn it into something, Athena, the first thought was a book. This simple book opened the door to speak. And one of the things that I had to get over was that the first book I wrote was not going to be my magnum opus. Being okay with that. A simple book opened the door to speak on just some really cool, crazy stages that we've talked about it several times, come on and out on during our lives. And then when you speak on stages, people want more of you. So what people will start to ask, Myron, do you have a coaching program?
Mm-hmm.
That was after the training. So I had to actually develop a coaching program. And I wish I had these conversations maybe 15 years ago. The book opened the door for me I was already speaking, but I recognized the book opened some different doors, because once you start to write a book, you become a subject matter expert.
Good morning. Day number 3. Hope that you are doing well. If you are with us this morning, I need you to do 2 things. Just say hello in the comments so that I know that you're watching this. We want to be able to interact with you. So just say something in the comments. And number 2, share this. You're watching this. You're going to get some good value from this. So if you're getting value, go ahead and hit the share button along the way as we go through this. Now, this week, myself, day 1, I had Dr. Myron Edmonds. Yesterday, I had Pierre Quinn. Tomorrow, Athena Shack will join me. We've been talking about 5 lies that make you suck at sales. 5 lies. These are lies that you might have believed, I might have believed. People generally think this is true about sales. And because they believe this about sales, this is one of the reasons why they suck at sales. And yes, we're using some stronger language than usual, but I hope you're getting the point. So we've been talking about 5 lies that make you suck at sales. And then we've been talking about how do we fix that? How do we adjust our mindset so that we get better at sales? And let me just say this. If you get better at sales, all of life is better. All right. If you have a job and you are better at sales, you become a better employee and you can command a better salary because you're better at sales. That's persuasion. And you make the company more money, they pay you more. You can even use those sales skills towards negotiating your salary. So sales is a great skill to have. But also it improves every other area of life, your relationships, and particularly for this series, it helps your business, the business that you're building, if you become better at sales. But one of the things that we hear a lot from people is, I'm not good at sales. That's not my thing. That's not something I have the aptitude for, the appetite for. I don't even want to do that. And so we want to just debunk that during these 5 days. And so day number 1, we talked about the first lie was that you believe this lie, nobody wants what I have to offer. Maybe you've been telling yourself that. Part of that is you don't have an awareness or appreciation of what you have to offer. You don't believe that it can make a transformation for others. And we said, C, you don't have a clarity on who you help, how you help them, and how you package that help. But once you get clear on those things, you recognize people don't buy from others because it's a popularity contest. They buy from people because those people understand your problems and provide solutions that help them to eliminate those problems, or at least be able to handle them. And so if you can do that, people will want what you have to offer. And so we talked about that on day 1. Day number 2, the lie that we looked at is the lie that you say to yourself, I'm not in sales. If you've ever said that, put me in the comments. I'm not in sales. I'm over here. I'm in accounting. I'm not in sales. I'm a pastor. I'm not in sales. I'm an educator. I'm not in sales. I'm a social worker. I'm not in sales. I just want to be a speaker. I just want to write books. I'm not in sales. I just want to coach people. What we told you yesterday is that everyone is in sales, and all of life really is about sales. If you've ever had a relationship with someone, a romantic relationship, sales happen in the midst of that. If you've led a classroom of students, you've done some persuasion, because sales is just really persuasion towards an outcome. So you've done some sales with that classroom. And if you got a job, you did some sales. You prospected for that one position, you pitched, and then you followed up to get the job. So you did some sales. The only challenge is for a lot of us, we think about sales and we think we don't understand it in the light of getting a job. But a job is you sold yourself to one person and they give you monthly recurring income. So we talked about how we reframe that, and that sales is not manipulation. Sales is not something sleazy. It's not a bad word. Now, people may use it the wrong way, but in and of itself, it's not wrong. And it's something we need to relook at and just understand that if you're building a business, if you're a speaker, you're a coach, you're an author, you are in sales. I love the way Pierre says it. He says, getting on stage and speaking, for those who are building a speaking business, getting on stage and speaking is the reward for doing the work of the business. And the work of the business is sales, etc. So today we're going to talk about lie number 3. And this for me is the one that I have found that trips people up the most when they're getting started in their business. And lie number 3 is this: if you build it, they will come. If you build it, they will come. That's lie number 3. We're going to talk about that today. And that really comes from a movie, right? So there's a movie that came out in 1989 starring Kevin Costner. It was called Field of Dreams. It's about a baseball field, or a field that they redesigned to make it into a baseball field. And one of the famous lines from the movie was, if you build it, they will come. That was a line. And what I've recognized is that was a great movie line, but it's a terrible business strategy. And so many people, even if you don't say it, you apply that to your business. Even if you don't say it, that's the way you look at your business. And I've seen too many businesses who've used that strategy, whether knowingly or unknowingly, and it has been to their detriment. And so I want to really just come at that today and attack what's wrong with it, and then give you some other ways of approaching things. So that's the lie. If you build it, they will come. And we want to attack that today. We're in this series, 5 Lies That Make You Suck at Sales and How to Fix It. So here is what I realized. Here's how this looks like for a lot of people. You spend all of your time building it, right? So I see people, they're designing their book. It looks pretty on the outside. They're building this beautiful website. I've even known people who have spent money to go to a place, hire a professional crew, record their course, put it on a wonderful platform, create the workbook, and then they put it up there. They even show their friends and family, like you do when you have that new toy. You show, look at it, it's right here. And they put it out. They're excited, they're impressed, they're even proud of it. And what they expect is that they'll just wake up in the morning and sales will come in. They expect that because their website is beautiful, it has the animations, it got a wonderful banner across the top, that they'll start getting booking appointments immediately. They expect that since their course has all of the fancy bells and whistles, that people will buy it right away. People will find them and money will start flowing in. They believe, right, that if they built this thing, sales will come, customers will come, leads will come, because they've built a beautiful course. And they've created a beautiful book, right? And they've made this wonderful website. We think because my workbook looks this great and I put it on Amazon, it'll just show up to people. But here's the reality check. And if you're watching this even on the replay, I need you to just let me know in the comments if this is making sense. The reality check is customers don't show up the way we expect. And sales don't just materialize and money doesn't just come. And I've seen too many people go out of business with a great website. I mean, it's true. I've seen too many people go out of business and they have a well-designed course that has great modules in there, wonderful information, life-changing, life-transforming information. I've seen people go out of business who have a powerful book. Forgive me, I need to drink. So they built it. But whatever they expected didn't happen. I need to talk to you. Have you ever created something and thought people would just find it? Maybe you can just admit I built a website in the past. I created a course in the past. I even published my book in the past, and I expected sales, and it didn't happen. Come on, this is just an honest moment while I am trying to navigate the fact that something just got stuck in my throat in the wrong way. Or maybe as I'm talking about this now, you can't say amen. So you got to say ouch, because you're building something now and you're expecting, once the designer is done with my website, once my course is fully designed, once my publisher gets finished wrapping my book up and laying it out and adding all the special touches, that I'm going to get sales. If that's you, just put a yes in the comments. I want to just know where the honest people are today. Where are the people who are going to tell the truth today? And you know that there are times when you have built something expecting it for people to just show up, buy, patronize, use it because it just looks so great. Come on, let's be honest. It just looks so wonderful, and you expect, because it looks so wonderful, that people are going to just buy it. Sales are going to come in, and business is going to be booming. Let's just say, even if you have a product-based business, right? You got the best pies, you got the best of whatever it is, and you just expect, because it's that way, people will simply just buy from you. All right. So we called out the lie, but I want to just give a little caveat, right? We know if we build it, they don't just find us. Now, there's some ways you can make yourself more findable. There are some ways that you can work your business to make yourself more findable, right? So there's some things like SEO, which is search engine optimization, that if you lay out your page a certain way, people who are looking for stuff, you'll show up higher in their search rankings. There are some ways that you can do content. You can pay for Google positioning so people find you. But that's not just how you start. And I want to just say, yes, do that stuff, but put it in the right order, right? Here's some shifts that I want to give you. Don't just believe the hype that if you build it, make a beautiful book, build a beautiful website, create a wonderful course, get great layout, that people will come. Don't believe that hype. I want to give you some things that you need to think about differently, some shifts that you need to make that will really help you with your business and help you with sales. Because sales is not about waiting around for people. Sales is about being more proactive. So here's shift number one. The first shift is this: don't build for people, build with people. Don't build it for people, build it with people. Now, what do I mean by that? Sometimes I see people, they have a course that they want to put out there, right? We're talking about expertise-based businesses. And what people will do is they will go spend months working on this course, laying it all out, putting all the modules together and all of the workbooks and all of the exercises. And then they will come back and just drop it on the consumers or potential customers and expect people to be as excited as you are about something that you built for them. And then sales don't happen. But what is better, right, which I've seen that works better for a lot of us, is instead of going off to the side and building this in private and building it secretly, what about bringing people who you know are interested and need what you have along for the journey, right? So don't just build it and they will come. Survey them in the beginning of your process. Begin really tapping into what's the problem that they want solved. Have that conversation with them. And then as you're having the conversation with them, you are aligning what you are producing based on what you're hearing from them. You're taking their feedback. Instead of going off and recording this course all by yourself, why not build it in stages along with a group of people who are the end users? So you spend your time getting people who are interested in their problem, you're surveying them, you come back and you make an offer to them that aligns with what they just said. And each phase of the building process, you're putting it out, getting feedback, putting it out, getting feedback, and you're adding to it. And instead of building it for people, you're building it with people. Let me tell you something. You get a much better response when you are building something along with someone because they're invested in it, because they have a stake in this. I answered the survey. I was a part of that first group that helped as they were shaping that book, as they were shaping that course. I was a part of this. My friend Pierre Quinn says a wonderful hack, and I'm going to give it to you all here. When he's working on a talk to give to organizations, he will find people who work in those organizations in different roles and say, I want to just speak to you about this talk I'm working on. Give me your feedback. And what he does is he talks over it with that person. They give him feedback. It sharpens it. And at the end of it, the talk is better for the audience he shares it with. But guess what? The person who helped to sharpen that says, wait a minute, why don't you come give that talk at my organization? So step number one, instead of build it and they will come, think about don't build it for people, build it with people. All right, so here's my question as I'm talking to you right now. Who here, you're building something right now? Drop it in the chat. Just say me. I'm building something. Maybe I'm working on a book. Maybe I'm working on a course. Maybe I'm working on a talk or a speaking program. Maybe I'm building a product. Maybe I'm creating my own business, my own ministry. Just put me in the comments. Who's building something? I want to know. I want to know, are you? And then as you're doing that, I want to encourage you. Don't just build it for people. Build it with people. Don't just hope they'll come. If you are bringing them along on the journey, they're already there. So that's the first shift that I want you to make. The second shift is this. Don't wait for strangers. Inform the people who already know you. In fact, let me hide that and edit that because that's not what I meant. Don't wait for strangers. There we go. All right. Don't wait for strangers. Inform the people who already know you. Now, let me break that down for you because a lot of people miss this. The first people, and I believe this wholeheartedly. I've seen it work for myself. I've seen it work for the teens that I've worked with. I've seen it work for the hundreds of faith-driven professionals that I've coached to get started and to grow their businesses. And here's the principle. The first people who will buy from you are people who already know you or people who know you. Let me say that again real slow. The first people who will buy from you are not necessarily strangers, but they are people who already know you or people who know you. So we've been coaching people in the speaking space. I just spoke to Shari Loveday recently, and she got her first 5K speaking gig. The person who hired her was someone she had done some work with before. They already knew her. Now, maybe you're saying the people who know me, they don't have money and they don't have the opportunities, but I guarantee you, if you think long and hard enough, you got somebody in your network who needs what you have. Or you have somebody in your network who knows somebody who needs what you have. But the problem for a lot of us is that the people who know us don't know what you do. There's some people right now that need what you have. They know you. They like you. They even trust you. But they don't know that you're building a speaking business and you speak on a topic to help people with this problem. There are people who know you right now. They might even be close to you. They don't know that you are coaching individuals dealing with this problem. There are people who've experienced your work in your school. There are people who've experienced your work at your church, in your job. They're looking for people to help them in a particular area. And you might have that area, but you just have not told them that you do that. And so instead of building and waiting for people to come, especially people who don't know us, we need to actually let the people who already know us know what you do and how you help people, right? Because here's what the challenge is. The people who know you, the reason why they may not do business with you, because I've heard that. I hear it all the time when I do workshops. People who I know, they don't do business with me. They don't want to buy from me. They only want to hook up, blah, blah, blah. I get that. I'm going to tell you, put the word some in front of that. Some of the people who know you won't buy from you. And some of the people who know you will want the hookup. And some of the people who know you won't be interested. But then some of the people who know you will want what you have to offer. And some of the people who know you will be willing to pay full price. And some of the people who know you will actually not just be customers, but will become champions. They will tell other people who will tell other people, and that's how your business will grow. We're looking for someone to do cupcakes, etc., for my daughter's business. There's someone who I've known since she was very young. She made it known that she has this business doing cupcakes, cookies, etc. And she's the person we're doing business with because we already knew her, liked her, trusted her. And it's the same for you with your speaking, with your coaching, with your books. The people who already know you, they just need a reason to do business with you. And I'm guarantee you, when you start telling them what you do, someone's going to say to you, I didn't even know you did that. Now, let me tell you what's going to be the saddest statements. I wish I knew you did this before. We just hired a speaker to come in and talk about the same thing, and they weren't even that good. I wish I knew you did this because I just paid a coach to help me with this, and I didn't get the results. I would have paid you. I don't want that for you. So the first shift, don't build it for people, build it with people. The second shift, don't wait for strangers, inform the people who already know you. All right, I hope you're tracking with this. If you're watching this even on the replay, just let me know that this is helping. And I want to just ask you, if you ask 10 people who know you already what you do, would those people know, right? You're getting started in business. Do those people know what kind of business, who you help, what's the problem that you solve, and what's the outcome you produce? If the answer is no, we got some work to do. All right, here's the third shift. Here's the third shift. And in fact, here's how I want you to rethink this. Instead of thinking build it and they will come, think inform them and they will know. Inform them and they will know. Somebody put that in the comments. Inform them and they will know. All right, here's the third shift. The third shift is this. Don't wait to be discovered. Go to people. Don't wait to be discovered. Go to people. My friend Kirk Nugent says, being the best kept secret, right? Oh man, you're the best kept secret. That is not a compliment. I love the way Kirk says that. It's not a compliment. A lot of us, this guy's the best kept secret about food. This woman is the best kept secret about exercise and fitness. You're the best kept secret about marketing and business. That is not a compliment. What that means is you are waiting for people to come find you. You are waiting for them to come around to get to know you. But here's what I want you to know. At the beginning, you don't wait. You go. At the beginning, you have to go. And it's a 3-step process. I want to give you 3 steps, and we're going to dig deeper into these 3 steps inside of our challenge that we're starting on Sunday. By the way, we start a challenge. Myself, Pierre Quinn, Myron Edmonds, Athena Shack, breaking down a lot of this stuff into deeper ways, and it's going to be interactive. So now that I'm giving you this is one-way communication. When we are on there, we'll be able to help you actually figure out how that works for you. But here's what you need to know. Now, there's going to be a point in your business where people are going to, the way it's going to work is more people are going to be asking you to come speak for them than you're asking to come speak. There's going to come a time where more people are reaching out to you to ask you to coach them than you are making outreach, right? There's going to come that point. I want that for you. But at the beginning, that is not the way the math works. And so you got to use this 3-part process. You got to don't wait to be discovered. You got to go to people. That means go where they are, right? So my daughter would go to markets on Sundays and give up her Sunday as a high school student. So she would go where people were. You have to go to the places, and some of that is online, right? You got to show up online. I'm showing up online because I want you to find me, and I have to put myself out there. I have to go where you are. But I'm going to give you a 3-part process, right? I don't have this on one of the banners, so you're going to just have to write it down. The first one is to prospect. You got to find the people who need what you have. So some of that might be doing some research. If you want to speak for schools, you got to prospect, find principals and education leaders in your area. Do some prospecting. If you are looking to coach individuals, who are some people you need to be talking to? Do some prospecting. Find the people who need what you have or the people who know those people, and you're going to make your list. Again, we're saying you're not waiting for them to find you. You're not waiting to be discovered. You're going to people. The second step, you're going to pitch. You're going to start conversations with these people. You're going to make connections with the people who need what you have. You're going to begin dialogue with them and then begin deeper dialogue with them and begin then eventually making them an offer. That's the pitching process. You're prospecting, you're pitching. And then this is the part that a lot of us do not like. It's prospecting, pitching, pursuing. Ooh, pursuing. Listen, if I remember when I was first interested in my wife, I had to do some pursuing. She was not as interested in me as I was in her at first. And so part of that was the follow up, right? The follow up. Listen, the success is in the follow up. 25 years later, I'm a witness. And for your business, if you want to grow your business, you can't build it and just expect them to come and show up. You got to follow up. So maybe someone doesn't respond right away. You're making a follow up. Maybe they're saying not now for your speaking. You want to keep them updated as to how you're building your portfolio. You want to stay top of mind. And that pursuing, that follow up is what gets you to become more in the minds of the people so that eventually they're the ones reaching out to you because you have built trust over time. Now, if we're honest, this sounds like work, right? And if this sounds like work, it is. And if this sounds hard, sometimes it is. But here it is. This is better than the alternative. And the alternative is having a product, having a website, spending a bunch of money building a course, and not having any sales. That's the alternative. So it's either you put in the work or you don't grow a business. Either you put in the work or you don't have any sales. Either you put in the work or you lose the investments that you've made to build the thing that you've already built. And I don't want you to do that. Now, there'll come a time, I told you, where people will come to you more than you're going to them. But let me let you hear this. That's not how you start your business. So again, I want to encourage you, don't build it in silence, right? Build it with people. Don't wait for strangers. Inform the people who already know you. And number three, don't wait to be discovered. Go to people. Now, we've been talking about this, and part of this is I want to just let you know that these principles are principles we teach inside of our 5-day Monetize Your Ministry challenge. Our next challenge is taking place this coming Sunday. Sunday, April 19th. It's going to go until the 23rd. And we'll be teaching you how to really put together what we call a client getting system. I want you to create a system so that you're getting clients on a regular basis and you are growing your business. And so here is the link. It's monetizeyourministrychallenge.com. Monetizeyourministrychallenge.com. You get 5 days. I want to encourage you to do the VIP. It's only $49. And in the VIP, you get 2 hours every day. The first hour is more training. So it's myself, Pierre, Myron, Athena. We're doing more training. We're teaching these principles. And even on that, the VIP people is more interactive because you're on Zoom. You're getting to put stuff in the comments that you're clarifying. And we stop and we answer those. The second hour is only for the VIPs and it's coaching. It starts with you asking your questions. And those questions, we don't gatekeep. So if you ask a question and we believe it's a question that can help you make a lot of money, we'll answer it because that's what we're there for. We've done that. And someone like one of our past challengers, his name is John Boston. John took the information and got his first $5,000 gig coming off of one of our challenges. We want that for you. So go to monetizeyourministrychallenge.com, type it in your browser, register for the challenge. We'll see you on Sunday. And as a VIP, you also get access to the replays. In case you say, Kimon, I can't make all of those days, all of the times. I want you to sign up because you get access to the replay for a week. And then you get access to a community. You're putting your videos in there. We're coming in. We're interacting, giving you feedback. You get workbooks. You get resources. Listen, we got a bunch of stuff for you. I want you to do this so that you can really build off of these lives that we're talking about. We're talking about how to get better at sales. And if you get better at sales, all of life changes. So I want to encourage you. Go to monetizeyourministrychallenge.com, sign up, join this next challenge, and we will see you on Sunday. Have an amazing rest of your day.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Aaron J. Smith, and I've had a lot of dreams, but a framework will make your dreams work. What I'm specifically speaking of, all of you guys have dreams of being this and being that, and I had a lot of dreams that were stuck in my head. But when I joined Monetize Your Ministry, I got the framework, not just for me to see clearly, but for you to be able to see clearly. So if you have a dream of being whatever you want to be, you need a framework to make your dream work. So I would just encourage you to bring your dream, Bring your vision, bring your ideas, and they will give you the framework to make your dream work.